Dude-arinos, happy Monday morning. Cut test time. TwoSun TS377. You just saw the unboxing for this, I think yesterday, and we're gonna see how it cuts. This is something a little bit crazier and wild than I usually do cut test videos with, and I don't even really do a lot of Tontos, but we got one today. I'm interested to see how it's gonna do. I'm actually pretty excited. The measurement behind the edge is thin, and you know, with most Tontos, this edge up here, the Tonto edge, is often a lot thicker, because the whole purpose of a Tonto, one of the purposes, is to have a really sturdy tip for piercing. But this one feels just barely thicker behind the edge than back here. It's real thin up here, a very acute tip. Excuse me. So I don't really know what to expect. So let's go out there and see how it does. I think this might be still available on White Mountain Knives for $100. Really good deal if you're into this kind of like futuristic, angular sort of looking designs. I really like it. It's thick. It fills out your hand really nice. It's an inset liner lock. Very smooth action once you clean it out. I've noticed that with most TwoSuns that I bought. When you get them, they feel kind of gritty in the pivot. All you have to do is just literally just take them apart, wipe down everything, and put your own lube in there, a couple drops, and you get, in my experience, every time you get much improved action, very smooth. So I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know. Whatever it is, you just have to clean them out. Now this has a hole in the blade, but it's mostly it's completely aesthetic. It's too high to reverse flick. I can't get it. It's too small of a hole, and it's too high to get the right leverage. But the front flipper works extremely well on here. So let's get out there and do some cutting. And here we go, dudes. I'm really looking forward to cutting with this thing. I don't really like I said, I don't do cut tests with Tontos that much. Just, you know, Tontos are not really super useful for my day-to-day needs. I do like me a good Tonto, though. I think a lot of them look real nice. This is one of them. Let's test our factory edge. It is seemingly very sharp from factory. And yep, it surely is. TwoSun puts good edges on their knives, in my experience. This is D2 blade steel. Check it out, I'm slicing with the Tonto edge. That doesn't happen a lot of times. Like I said, a lot of these kind of Tonto secondary edges up there are real thick. I like that this one's really slicey. You'll see just how well it does in a minute here as we continue. But really happy. So we're doing only triple thickness cardboard today because I don't have any single thickness left in my truck. I get to the shop early, it's all locked up, and I can't get in there to get some regular cardboard. So we're just gonna do around 15 feet of this triple thickness. That should be fair enough. It's kind of getting stuck in the sharpening choil a few times, but if you just are careful not to slip back there, then it's fine. It's passing through this stuff okay. I'd say for as thick as the blade stock is, this sliced pretty freaking good. You know, the blade stock is relatively thick. Definitely on the thicker side. But the measurement behind the edge is nice and thin. Around 14 thousandths. So, yeah. Overall, really not too bad for this stuff. And this is not easy to go through. Definitely some muscle needed to get through it, though. But, you know, as I'm gripping the knife, pushing through this stuff, I didn't notice a single hot spot whatsoever. That was really nice. And because the handle is pretty thick, wide, it fills out your hand really nice. You know, it's a chunky knife, but it just feels good in your hands. It's kind of sprinkling out there right now. It's getting my paper damp, and that's never good for cutting. But our edge is still really very good. In my experience, TwoSun does really good with their D2. The last TwoSun knife that I tested, I think it's the 379, and then before that, the 269, both in D2, and both cleanly cutting paper after the test even. Pretty impressive. So utility cutting. Tantos are not good at utility cutting usually. This one I was surprised, even just holding it up here to the surface, how low that tip was. I wasn't raising my wrist up super high to get to it. And look at this. Holy crap. I was blown away at how easily it just cut that. And this is the triple thickness stuff. Usually we do utility cutting on the regular thickness cardboard. Look at that. What the hell? It was freaking gnarly. Was not raising my wrist up that high, and it was just blazing through it. Unbelievably well. And the tip was hot. It was almost like I had to move my fingers. Like, I don't know, I've never seen that before. The tip of the blade is like hot to the touch. It was just blazing through that cardboard so fast, the friction, I guess. It was freaking crazy, man. This thing is a utility cutter. What the hell? A Tanto that's a utility cutter? Let's do the curvies. On the triple thickness cardboard, mind you. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Let's cut some leather. So far, really happy. Really clean. Really nice and clean. Look at that. Just pulling through one time. Even with the Tanto edge. Look at that. Gosh. This is a fun knife to cut with. You're kind of using the Tanto edge almost as like a chisel. It feels cool, and man, it cuts. Look at that. Holy crap, dude. I'm going to say that a lot this video. I'm going to try not to, but I think I will. Really good on the glove test. Let's cut some rope. This rope is too easy to go through. It's kind of bullshit, but we'll cut a few just because. I have some new twine that you'll see in a minute that I'm going to see if it works. I'm kind of just trying different ropes until I find one that I think is good to test with. So this stuff is pretty thin, but we'll do two, we'll cut through 2 of them, then we'll do 3, 4, and then 5. So here's cutting through 2 of this twine. No problem. Let's cut through 3 pieces. No problem. How about 4 pieces? No problem. And 5 pieces. No problem. So I don't know if this is a great test. We might have to start at like 5 and go up to 10 or something. I don't know. We'll keep doing it with different knives just to see. Maybe this one is just doing really well with it, while other knives won't. So we'll do it for a couple of cut test videos just to kind of see how it does.
Pretty good.
Or how knives perform on it. Now let's do the strap. The strap is something that never changes. We always cut this 2-inch ratchet strap material. Let's see if it'll go through it in one cut. I feel like we haven't had a knife go all the way through in one cut in a little while. Bam, baby! Look at that. This knife is doing so well. It's doing way better than I thought it would. I was expecting it to Tanto. We're going to slip out of the cut. You're going to slip out of the strap before it gets a chance to cut all the way through. It's not going to be a good utility cutter. But it's blown me away, dudes. It really is. I'm happy. I get happy when I see this. Puts a smile on my face. How's our edge doing? Whoa! After all that, D2, my paper is soggy. And and it's really messing me up here. But you saw the first couple of cuts. We're still cutting paper. Yeah, it's just all wet. My paper's all wet. You'll see here in a minute, I go into the truck and finally go get some dry paper, which I should have done way sooner. But yeah, just trust me. I felt the edge. It still has bite to it. After all this cutting, let's do some stropping. 10 strokes per side. So I've never really consistently EDC'd any of my TwoSun knives. Not because they aren't good knives. They're not super good work knives. At least the ones that I own. They're all kind of, I mean, well, I don't know. But they're all really good cutters is the thing. I don't know. For some reason, when I am getting ready to go to work, I just don't really reach for any of my TwoSuns. I don't know why. But honestly, this knife might change that. It really might. I mean, it could be a little slicier, but it's really not bad at all. Utility cutting, really good. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's mostly the design is why I don't carry TwoSuns at work. They're always kind of like a little wild, which I really like, but maybe it's not the best like putting in work sort of design. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. It's not that I don't like TwoSun. Of course I do. I love TwoSun. The value you're getting is absolutely bonkers. This knife was $100. $100, and you can get it even cheaper on eBay if you want to spend the time to put in bids and stuff. I mean, an inset titanium liner lock, full titanium construction with a really nice carbon fiber inlay. So here's the dry paper that I went and got. I mean, look at that. Super nice. Cutting with the Tanto edge. Oh, hold up. There we go. Cutting with the Tanto edge. Stropped back really nice. You know, it's D2. It's going to strop back easy. But, you know, this D2, man, the edge lasted longer than I thought it would. And that always happens with these TwoSuns. I always go to test the edge at the end. And I'm always surprised to see how sharp it still is. But it is D2. You are going to have to strap it regularly. But man, for $100, full titanium and carbon fiber inlays, milled titanium pocket clip, really nice one by the way. This really nicely ground Tanto blade. I mean, this might be one of my favorite Tantos ever. I mean, it blazed through the utility cutting. It's a low-tipped Tanto with a very thin edge up there, which is kind of rare, it seems like. I mean, I haven't owned a ton of Tantos, but looking back at the Tantos I have handled, this is maybe one of the best. I really like this thing. 0 hot spots that I noticed. Fills out the hand real nice. The sharpening trail plunge grind is done perfectly. The detent is perfect for the front flipper. I have nothing bad to say, man. I guess I wish the hole was placed differently so that I could reverse flick it. But, I mean, that's the only nitpick I can even think of right now. This thing's awesome. I'll put a link to it down below if it's still in stock. Even if it's not in stock, I'll still put a link to it. That way you can sign up for notifications if you want to. This is recommendable. I can absolutely recommend this baby. So, thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video before you head out. I'd appreciate it very much. And I'll see you in the next one. Adios.